planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner sheet. Well, hello planner babes, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. Well, first, I want to thank all my Patreon members who help make it possible to create videos like this. Well, thank you guys so much. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. Okay, you guys, it's part 3 of making DIY planner supplies, or planner decor with Dollar Tree supplies. Okay, so today we're going to start off making some bookmarks. Super easy. We're going to be using the packaging from e.l.f. makeup brushes. Yeah, straight from Dollar Tree. So I definitely should not have used a pen to trace this, but I did, but we're going to correct that in a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the cardboard pieces inside of that plastic packaging that the makeup brush comes in. What's awesome about that packaging is that it is already sort of like laminating your card, and it's got a little pocket to tuck it in. You'll see that here in a little bit, and it already has a hole that you can put a tassel in. So all I did is I took that cardboard and I traced around the center of the card that I want to use to make sure I'm including the words and everything the way that I want it. And then I didn't cut it straight. I don't know why I didn't start off with my paper trimmer. So now I'm trying to straighten up the side of it. But this is an old paper trimmer. It is not my good one. It's the one that I kind of have like as a backup in case something happens to the good one. So I don't know why I grabbed this one, but it doesn't, it only has one blade and then it doesn't cut all the way through. So I'm just kind of trimming up where I messed up on that. And then I'm going to use the envelope that the card came in, and that's going to be the back of my bookmark because I just didn't want it to be plain white, and I thought this is perfect. It's some nice scrap paper is the way I see it as the envelope, and it's a nice orange, fall color. So now what I'm doing this time is not the best way, but I want to show you how I did it. And if you don't think and do it this way first, it's totally fine. It's just not the easiest way. So I just traced around the bookmark, and then I'm cutting that out. But the problem with that is you've got 2 different pieces that are not going to be exactly the same size. And so then it requires you to do a lot of trimming to kind of line it up. And it's just not the most efficient way. But this is how I did it the first time. And every now and then I don't think, and I do it this way, and it works out fine. It just gives you a little more work. And so, yeah, I'm just putting glue on the envelope. I can't remember now. Yeah, here we go. And then I also put some on the surface that I'm applying it to as well, because that is what makes your glue from your glue stick bind well, is putting glue on both surfaces. So I love to use my bone folder, if you don't know that, and I'm just smoothing that out. But then I've got to go and trim around the whole thing because, of course, those 2 pieces aren't exactly the same size. And but that's okay. But that's what I did. And then because I used pen to draw, to trace around that cardboard piece that was inside of the plastic, and I used pen instead of a pencil, then the pen ink smeared because the surface of the paper is a little shiny, and so, or glossy, and so I just want to cover up where that ink smeared, and I just used another little piece of that paper from the card and cut out a pumpkin. And I'm using some Dollar Tree glue. I think it's called craft glue. It's a nice, strong, tacky glue, and I'm just putting that on covering up the part that's smeared. And see, now you have this plastic that you just slide it right there, tuck it in, and it is in there. And so you can change out those journaling, or not journaling cards, you can change out your card decor inside that plastic for different seasons. And here I was just showing you guys that I have all these different shades of fall colors and the crafter's string from Dollar Tree. Everything so far is from Dollar Tree. My scissors that I've used, not the pen that I shouldn't have used, but all of the greeting cards I'm using, the packaging from e.l.f. and all that, not the paper trimmer, of course. And so I'm just wrapping up I decided to use brown for this one. I'm just wrapped up the string around my hand about 5 or 6 times. I think it was 6 times this time, 6 or 7, but I think 5 turned out to be the most comfortable. So I just pull that loop out of my hand, off of my hand, and then I just take one end of that circle, that big loop, and just tighten it to make it fit through the hole. And then I just pull that end through the other side that's looped. You can see that here on the screen, and I'm going to do it another time so you can see it as well. And that just pulls it through. If I have any little loose threads, I just pull that up, and then I just take the scissors, I gather the end in my hand. I don't have to worry about cutting the loop open. I just grab that end that's sticking out in my hand and then just trim it under the loop at the top. And then I just try to make it look nice and neat if it's not a straight cut, which is kind of hard to do with this thread. Okay, and now I just want to show you where I'm putting this one inside of my Traveler's Notebook Bible Bullet Journal. This one, I have a current one, and then this one is the one that holds my old completed inserts from doing my sermon notes at church. And yeah, it just looks nice because I have a page in there, and the second insert that I reference a lot, I go back to it all the time, and that's a perfect bookmark for it. Okay, now this is the better way to do it. So this is another one that I cut out of a card, another beautiful image with the flag and a fall scene. And I am just going to put glue on that part that I traced with the piece of cardboard that was inside of the elf packaging. And I'm just using a little scrap piece of paper for the background so I can get all around the edges. I usually use a cutting board, but I haven't been doing that lately. I've just been, once I don't think about it and I've started the video, then I don't want to get up. That's what happens. So I'm just using this scrap so I can get all along the edges. It really helps to have everything adhere and not stick up, plus the bone folder as well. And now I'm putting glue on the envelope, and that is so much easier because then I can adhere that. I'll use my bone folder, try to make sure I get all the edges to adhere very well, and then all I need to do is cut this whole thing out with the scissors, and I would have very little, if any. I don't think I had any extra hanging over that I had to trim, but I guess we'll see in a minute. So then I just take my scissors and just cut all around all of that. And I'm just going to speed that up because you know what I'm doing, but you can tell I can just cut right along there. Everything will be a-okay, and I am done. I'm not going to have to do any extra trimming. Yay! And now I can just stick this right inside of that same, not the same one of course, but another of the clear elf packaging, and it just fits in there really well. Now if it gets too snug, then just use your paper trimmer or your scissors and just trim the side to help it fit in there really well. And yeah, and now I'm just going to put orange. I decided that would look best on this particular bookmark, and I'm just wrapping it around again like I did before, and you'll be able to see that now. Just pulling that big loop off, making sure I've got complete circles, and then I'm just gathering that, tucking it through the hole, and then pulling that through the other side of the loop. There we go, straightening all the threads out, and then I'm just going to cut below that circle on that end, and that one needed a little bit of trimming too, and then it's just perfectly nice with the tan color on the back of that one. I love this one so much. Okay, girl, quit trimming. It's good, Lucy. And I'm putting this one as my current Traveler's Notebook Bible Bullet Journal. The one that I showed you a minute ago, I made that Traveler's Notebook ages ago. And this one was a gift from my friend John Rush, who's also on YouTube. And now I'm just going to place that one in there. Yeah. Okay, now I wanted to also show you that you can put the words from your card on the other side of this bookmark. So this is the one that had the flag, and then I just cut the words out of the other side of that, the part of the card that had the words. So I'm going to show you how I did that. What I did is I just traced one side, marked one side of the card using the cardboard template from the, gosh, I cannot think, from the elf cardboard, and then left the other side, and then I put glue on both pieces of material. And that way I only need to line up one side of that, and I'm able to make sure that the words are exactly where I want them to be on the other side of the card. And then I will cut those two pieces together. Yeah. And I will have the perfect card, or the perfect bookmark. So when we turn it around, the words will be, and I did have to trim it just a little bit because, again, I didn't glue it all first on one thing. But look, it looks nice. Yeah. And then we're just gonna put it in the plastic and put the crafter string. And this is my bullet journal that I house in a traveler's notebook that I made ages ago as well. And yes, it looks so pretty in there. And I love how the thread looks when it sticks up. Nice. I love fall, you guys. I love decorating for it. And this is the stuff that's on there right now is the stuff I made in my first video, and we'll go over that in a moment. I wanted to also show you that you can use the packaging also for these kinds of things when it doesn't have that fold over pocket or the hole already at the top. But some of my footage got damaged and I couldn't show you how to do it, but you'll be able to see here in the end what it looks like. But all I did is I did everything else exactly the same, but I punched my hole through the plastic. I punched a hole through the plastic and through the card and all the paper in that bookmark. And then I used a Dollar Tree hole punch to do it, and everything else was the same. All right, so right here, part of that footage that was gone, all of these little figures are all paper. They were from one card. So it's a pumpkin, a cornucopia, some wheat and corn, and I just cut them out of a card. They were all on one card. And then I'm using some jewelry pieces that I already had, the little circles, I forget what you call those, and some lobster claw clasps. And then I also had a set of a bunch of little charms that I got from Michael's. I got all those things from Michael's, or some of it from Hobby Lobby a long time ago. And then this time, my previous video, I used some Mod Podge on the paper, but I don't think it really made a difference. And so I didn't do that this time. And what you would be better to do is to laminate it. And I just haven't gone to get new laminating sheets yet. But once I do, I will laminate those. And so then I'm just putting them through each thing through the loop, and then using my Dollar Tree needle nose pliers to just close that loop together. And there you have a perfect little charm. I actually like that it's paper. I like how dainty it is. So I'm just putting these charms onto the traveler's notebooks, just like I did the one that has my bullet journal in it. Okay, now I'm also going to do some beads. I did some beads on the first video, but I'm going to do it differently. So on the first one, I had the elastic, one piece of elastic go up from the bottom through the back of the bullet journal and then hanging out at the top. So I had a long piece hanging from the top and a piece dangling from the bottom. But this time what I'm doing is I'm just tying one long piece of elastic around the elastic at the top that holds all the inserts. And then I'm going to just tie a loose knot. You don't want to tie a really tight knot because then, it'll be really hard when you want to change that out for decor for Christmas, for example. So I'm just tying not a super loose knot. I mean, I do want it to be secure, but not so tight that I can't pull it apart when I'm ready to. And then I'm just going to thread it with a pattern of 3, I think, different beads. And then when I have beads from Dollar Tree, because again, the elastic is from Hobby Lobby, but all of the beads, all of the pom-poms and all that stuff is from Dollar Tree. All these beads are from Dollar Tree, and sometimes the holes aren't cut all the way through, and then I just use an awl, which I just used a second ago, but you'll see me do it again. I just use an awl that I've had for ages. You could use a nail to do that, to just press through the wood and loosen it up, and it opens up that hole. And then I'm just doing this pattern all the way through. Now when I get to the end, I want to take that elastic and take the last bead, bring it up through the elastic, and then take the bottom of the elastic and run it back through the bead. And I wanted to do that with this orange wooden bead from Dollar Tree, but the hole just was not big enough. But on the little plastic beads with the big hole, they're the kind of beads that my mom used to bead my hair with when I was growing up, when I was little. But they have a nice big hole in them, and they're super easy. So that's what I'm doing right here. So you can see I slowed it down a little bit. you just run it back through there, and then you knot that. Now, for some reason, I felt the need to knot it twice. I didn't do that last time. I don't think I ever did that because I'm already running the elastic through, and that helps secure it. But for whatever reason, I did it twice when I did it this time. And then I always trim the end, and then I burn the end of that with a lighter from Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to do everything again on this traveler's notebook and the other one. Oops, that was my head blowing that flame out. I don't know why it caught on fire, but this is everything, you guys, from this series so far. I'm not sure if I'm going to do another video. I may, because I do have some more ideas, but this is how they look so far. So this was for the first video, and of course we added some bookmarks, or added a bookmark to this. So we had the pom-pom, we've got the beads that I put on there last time. I think they're so pretty. This charm that I did last time as well, and then beads at the bottom. Now I did want to tell you that I tied a bow at the bottom above the beads on this one, because when I left it without a bow before, then the beads were sliding up behind the bullet journal, and it was making it all bulky, and it didn't want to close, and so that totally took care of that problem. So then inside here I've got some beautiful little, I forget what you call these, but cardboard little decorative things in here, but I made all those. I actually cut the squirrel out of a card. I cut this piece with the T and all that out, and then cut another piece and glued it at the bottom and decorated the back too, but I didn't show that. But I added the bottom so that I could fit it in a pocket, and I made the pockets. I cut the owl out, and I made this little piece to slide in here, all out of duct tape. Of course, I made that traveler's notebook as well, and I just love it. It makes me so happy every time I open to this page. I hope you guys like it too. It's so fun. And then we've got the bookmark that we added today, which I love sunflowers. If you didn't know that, I think they are so beautiful. And yeah, it's so nice in here and makes me think of fall. And then this one does have wording on the back, which is super nice. Yeah, I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, but it's coming, y'all. You know, the last quarter of the year is always super fast. So this was part of what was cut out on my footage, but you can see there at the top that didn't have the fold over or the hole already made. I just punched the hole in there, and everything worked out perfectly, and put the thread through there, and it's so nice and pretty. All right, and everything's sticking up so nicely at the top. I just love this. I love all of the colors in this one. It is so fall and so fun. Yeah, so you're a beauty. You're a superstar. Let's look at your sister now. All right, so this is the traveler's notebook that holds my completed sermon notes, and it's got the purple pom-pom from Dollar Tree. Two different patterns, totally different from the other pattern of beads, all from Dollar Tree. And these really nice charms with the corn and with the wheat, and I think they are so pretty. And then there's the little charm that's hanging on top of them as well with the lobster claw clasp. So pretty. I love it. And then when we go inside of here, then we will see a bookmark as well. And it's marked on the page that I turn to frequently. And I love this bookmark. It so makes me think of Thanksgiving. And it's nice and orange on the back. Very nice. Love that packaging from Elf. It's so useful. Love reusing things as well. So I'm really happy with you too. You're a superstar. All right, and then we come to the last one. White pom-pom from Dollar Tree. Also a totally different bead design than the others on here as well. And I love that it's got the purple also. Yeah, which really corresponds with the paper clips. And then we've got these two paper charms with the little charm dangly there also, and the lobster claw clasp. You're so gorgeous. And then when we come in here on the left, we've got some of the paper clips that I made, and there inside is a journaling card from my original art that I created years ago. And then I will show you, I didn't think about it at this time, but we'll go back and flip through. You'll see the back of those paper clips also. So here's another paper clip. All of those things, I use Dollar Tree products to make them. And then here is that lovely, lovely bookmark or page marker, and I love this one the most on the back. I think it's so pretty. So yeah, and like the orange sticking out of the top there. And then we've got some more paper clips in here that I also made from the first video, or was it the second video? I can't remember now. Second video. And there's the back. That's so cute. Yeah, and then I'm going to flip on. Oh, and there's another bookmark I made from one of the videos. I think it was the second one. Yeah, from another card, and then some scrap paper. Very nice. And then we're going to flip on back to the front, and then you'll be able to see the back of those paper clips that I did. And thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and comment and share. It really helps my channel a lot. Also, if you want to see all of my creative ventures and adventures through photos, just check me out on Instagram at Organized Planner Chic. Also, I have 2 Facebook groups. The one for anyone around the world is called Organized Planner Chic Crew, and there we do giveaways, and we also do all different types of posts and lives and videos and all that good stuff. And then the other group is a local one. It's called Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ. And we normally meet in person, but because of COVID-19, we're doing everything on Facebook. And then if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. And until next time, happy planning!